everyone, it's Kay. Welcome to my guide for the Melee SRS Necromancer. It's a direct upgrade from my League starter, where you say goodbye to the minion army and focus on scaling the Raging Spirits for fast map clearing, as well as boss killing power. The build is easy to play with good survivability and a medium overall cost depending on the market. After the showcase, I will talk about how the build works, the passives, Ascendancy and Pantheon, and suggested gear including gems and links. The summoned Raging Spirits are aggressive flying minions that attack any nearby enemies and will naturally spread out and hunt for enemies until their duration runs out. They are also good for bossing, as they do not body block each other like other melee minions, and will completely surround any bosses. To improve quality of life, Unleash is used to summon multiple Raging Spirits in a single cast, and Replica Bones of Ula lets them refresh their duration when they hit a boss. The build also uses several support minions. A Carnage Chieftain for frenzy charges, a Host Chieftain for power charges, a Chukohama's Vanguard to reduce the enemy's fire raise, a Zoph's Favored for additional fire damage, and an Animate's Guardian with Kingmaker. For survivability, the build stacks armor to reduce physical damage and block chance to avoid attacks and spells. There's also life recovery when you block, as well as Fortify from the Animate's Guardian. Here's the passive tree for the build. There are 4 key features. 2 extra passive points from killing all bandits in Act 2, Death Attunement Anointed on Amulet, 9 Masteries, and 2 sets of Cluster Jaws. The large jaws are minion damage with 8 points. I recommend having Call to the Slaughter and Raise and Pillage. The third notable is Rotten Claws, which isn't allocated. In the cluster sockets, I recommend Fortress or Quickening Covenant, Surging Vitality for life regen, Second Skin for extra block chance, and Enduring Composure for endurance charges. In the other jaw sockets, use Ghastly Eye jaws with life, damage, and attack speed. The ascendancies for the build are Mindless Aggression, Unnatural Strength, Commander of Darkness, and Mistress of Sacrifice. For the Pantheon, I like to use Lunaris and Shakari for reducing damage. Here is an overview of suggested gear, including gems and links. The helmet is for your support minions, so I recommend +2 or +3 to minion gem level. You can also try to get enemies take increased elemental or fire damage. The gems are Ray Spectre, Animate's Guardian, Feeding Frenzy, and Combustion. If you're worried about your AG dying, swap Combustion to minion life. You can check my Animate's Guardian guide for details on his equipment. The body armor should have +2 to SRS. For example, a rare armor with +1 int and +1 active, or unique with a +2 duration corruption. The gems are Summon Raging Spirit, Unleash, Minion Damage, Predator, Increase critical damage, and Melee Splash. For endgame bosses, swap Melee Splash to Multi-Strike for more damage. The gloves are Vixen's Entrapment to get a second curse. The gems are Assassin's Mark, Enhance, Flame Dash, and Faster Casting. The gloves auto-cast Assassin's Mark when you self-cast Punishment, which is socketed in a shield. For the boots, I recommend Replica Bones of Ula, which lets the SRS refresh their uptime in boss fights. The gems are Skitterbots, Tempest Shield, Determination, and Defiance Banner. For the wand, the important mods are +1 to minions and spells. You can also get minion damage and attack speed. It also needs an open suffix to craft trigger. This will also cast the socketed gems, which are level 1 Desecrate, Bone Offering, and Life Tap. For your shield, the important mod is Recover Life when you block, and try to get extra block chance. The gems are Molten Shell, Elemental Weakness, and Infernal Cry. We just need Covered in Ash, so keep Infernal Cry at level 1. For the amulet, the important mods are +1 to fire skills and +1 to intelligence gems. Anoint your amulet with Death Attunement to get an extra Spectre. Use the rings to stack life, resistances, and decks if you need it. For the belt, use a Darkness Enthroned to socket more ghastly eye jaws. For the flasks, I like to use Life, Basalt, Quicksilver, Quartz, and Rumi's Concoction for extra block chance. And for the effects, Instant Life Recovery, and Removal for Burning and Freezing Chill. As always, a big thank you to all my patrons. I really appreciate your ongoing support and encouragement. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this build guide. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And please check the pinned comments for any updates. Thanks for watching, bye!